So, the official story is that Jeffrey Epstein, the disgraced financier holding secrets that could bring down some of the most powerful people in the world, took his own life in a jail cell. But, a whole storm of bizarre coincidences and this one single piece of grainy footage have left everybody asking what really happened. In this explainer, we're going to dig right into the evidence. It sounds a little crazy, right? But the entire mystery really could boil down to this one staircase, seen for just a few moments on a grainy security camera. The question is pretty simple. Could somebody have used these stairs to get to Epstein's cell without being seen? Because if the answer is yes, well, that changes everything. And this footage, it really is the key. A lot of conspiracy theories can feel pretty far-fetched, but the visual evidence we actually have is just so strange, it's so full of holes, that it really makes you wonder. If the theories about what's in this footage are true, it wouldn't just solve a mystery, it would totally challenge our whole idea of power and justice. Okay, so to really get why a single staircase has kicked up so much dust, we have to remember who this prisoner was. This was not just any inmate. When Jeffrey Epstein got arrested back in 2019, it was a bombshell that rocked the global elite. You see, he was connected to everybody, world leaders, royalty, the biggest names in finance. If Epstein decided to start talking, he could have exposed secrets that would have been absolutely devastating. And that is the crucial point. A lot of very, very powerful people had a very strong reason to want him silenced for good. And look, the authorities knew this. They totally understood how important this prisoner was, so they weren't taking any chances. They put him in a special housing unit, which is basically a high-security section of the jail designed for extra monitoring, to make sure no mistakes could happen. But even with all that security, something went wrong. On July 23rd, just a few weeks before his death, guards found Epstein on the floor of his cell. He was semi-conscious, and he had marks on his neck. This was the first major alarm bell, and he was immediately put on suicide watch. And right away, you get two completely different stories. Epstein claimed his cellmate attacked him, but the cellmate told a very different story. He said Epstein had tried to hurt himself, and it was a failed attempt. We still don't know for sure which one is true, but one thing was crystal clear. Epstein's life was in danger, one way or another. And that brings us to the night he died, a night that was just defined by a series of events so unlikely, so weird, that a lot of people just refuse to call them coincidences. Let's break down exactly what happened. First, they took Epstein off that super intense suicide watch after only 5 days. During that time, he was under 24/7 observation, wearing special tear-proof clothes with no bed sheets, nothing he could use to harm himself. But the reports say he acted calm and cooperative, which led some to believe he basically faked his way back to a regular cell, getting his privacy, his normal clothes, and his bed sheets back. And then, the strange coincidences just start piling up. On August 9th, the very night he died, Epstein's cellmate was suddenly transferred out. No one was moved in to replace him, just like that. The most high-profile inmate in the country was left completely alone. Next up, the guards. Now, the protocol was crystal clear. You check on Epstein every 30 minutes, no exceptions. But that night, the two guards on duty apparently spent their time surfing the internet and then fell asleep for hours. And to cover their tracks, they faked the logbooks to make it look like they'd done all their rounds. And for the final piece of this bizarre puzzle, the cameras. We were told that multiple security cameras pointed at the hallway right outside his cell just happened to malfunction that exact night. A total technological failure at the most critical moment you could possibly imagine. So let's just recap this perfect storm for a second. The cellmate is gone, the guards are asleep, the cameras are broken. Was this just a cascade of unbelievable incompetence? Or was it something else? Every single layer of security failed at the exact same time. And the results of this cascade of failures? Well, on the morning of August 10th, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead. The official cause was ruled a suicide, but for so many people, the real story was just getting started. Because, you see, it turns out one camera was working that night, and when the footage from that single camera was finally released, instead of ending the conspiracy theories, it basically threw gasoline on the fire. So here's the first huge problem. The one working camera was placed at such a bizarre angle that it created this massive blind spot. The one area you would absolutely want to see, the entrance to Epstein's cell, is completely hidden from view. All it catches is a little sliver of the staircase leading up to his tier, but not the doorway itself. And then you have this one moment in the footage that people have debated endlessly, a flash of orange seen moving up those stairs. To conspiracy theorists, this is everything. A few blurry pixels that could be an unidentified person in an orange jumpsuit. The official explanation? Oh, that's just an officer carrying some clothes. Two completely different reads on the exact same blurry image. But it gets even stranger. At a really crucial moment, the footage just jumps, and a full minute of video is just gone. The official story for this? Authorities claimed the camera system automatically resets every night, and that this missing minute is perfectly normal. Okay, but here's the thing that keeps these theories alive. When forensic analysts dug into the video file's metadata, its digital fingerprint, they found evidence that the footage had actually been edited before it was released to the public. So if the missing minute was just a normal reset, why would you need to edit the file at all? So this flood of inconsistencies, the sleeping guards, the broken cameras, the edited footage, it's all fueled three main theories about what really went down that night. Okay, so theory number one is the official story, suicide. The evidence for that is his prior attempt and the fact that he was staring down life in prison. Theory two, murder. This one rests on his powerful enemies and a chain of system failures that just seem way too convenient to be an accident. And then there's the most extreme theory, that he's still alive and that a body double was used, pointing to the fact his face was covered in the final footage. And here's the thing you gotta remember. None of these alternative theories have any concrete proof. But they exist, and they're thriving, for one simple reason. The official explanation is just riddled with holes. The sheer number of unanswered questions and unbelievable coincidences just makes it really difficult for a lot of people to accept the official story. So, at the end of the day, this is the core question we're all left with. Was the death of Jeffrey Epstein a tragic but simple result of unbelievable incompetence and a broken system, or was it something far more deliberate? The footage gives us clues, but no real answers, leaving all of us to wonder, was it coincidence or conspiracy?